everybody. Today I'm bringing you a layout with these 4 great photos of my stepson, his wife, and my 2 grandsons, and they're picking raspberries. I absolutely love the fun, bright, summery colors of those photos. So I am going to use some of the last bits of paper I have from one of my favorite collections ever, and that's American Crafts Mayberry. The background cardstock there, the red cardstock, is basil. And then the yellow gingham paper is American Crafts Mayberry Berry Blossom is the name of it. The blue daisy and that green paper are also parts of Mayberry, but because they are just scraps that I have left over, I don't actually have the name of those papers, but they are from that collection. And that collection is, I think, at least 3 summers old now, at least 3 years old from when I'm actually videoing this and recording it, so you won't be able to get them any longer. So I decided I was just going to do these 4 photos in a really simple grid to get the most use out of that beautiful daisy paper. Like I said, that's probably one of my favorite papers from the collection as well. You can see there I do have a journaling card that also is from the Mayberry cut-aparts. Their journaling cards in that collection were actually like little pockets with journaling cards in them, but this came from a cut-apart sheet. It has like a pink diagonal stripe paper on the back of it, in case you happen to have any of that left. I also have the stickers from Mayberry, the accent and phrase stickers on my right side there, and I have the chipboard pieces as well from the Mayberry collection. And I'm going to use all of that to embellish a little bit here. So I found some pieces that I want to use here. I have now I don't have any raspberries, but I do have other fruit, and I really want to get these stickers used up. So it's time to just put these on a layout. I know it's not a raspberry, but I'm using fruit, and I'm good with that. I did find that cute little watermelon. Thought I'd put it up on the top there, but I'm not really loving it because it's a little contrived looking, is the best way I could say it. I did add that little sticker, number sticker that has the letter 4 on it, because there are 4 of them in the family. My youngest grandson is 7 months old, so I think that's kind of fun to add 4s, because for a while it was 3s. And I'm looking at how I want to place this banner. Now, I have a really hard time using banners in all shapes and forms. Well, not all shapes and forms, but when they're like this, when they're pieces like this, I just have a really hard time with them. I don't know why, but I do. And so I'm just kind of looking at how this is gonna, how this is gonna land, where I can put that banner. Do I want it to go across the cardstock border there, or do I want it to just stay on the yellow gingham paper? And right now, I wasn't planning on putting it on twine, but I'm going to do that. I'm so glad I did. And something happens here that changes it to make me really love this banner. Right now, it looks stuck on and contrived to me. So that's why. So I did cut just a little bit off of that green paper so I could stretch it across underneath the blue paper so it looks like it's going all the way across the layout. That's a great trick that we have. Just because I thought if it was on the one side, I really needed it on the other side as well. In this particular case, anyway, that's how I felt about it. So I'm going to I want to position the journaling card so that it goes over the top of the green. So it touches the yellow paper, the green paper, the blue paper. You've heard this from me often lately, that really helps make your layout a little bit more cohesive. And now I'm taking those banner pieces off. I'm using my Cricut spatula there because they are slightly sticky, and that's just helping me get them off a little bit better. I also have a cut apart here. I don't end up using these, so I don't have the name of that, but it is from the Mayberry collection as well, and there's tickets on the back. And at first I thought I was going to use some of these tickets on the layout. They say lovely day, and it was a beautiful day over Labor Day weekend when they were picking these berries, but they look too big to me. The size doesn't feel right. So then I am going to, I haven't used Flair a while in one of my layouts, so I pulled some Flair from my Flair box, once I'd kind of chosen at least the colors that I was going to use. And I end up using that Good Times flare. That is from American Crafts #summer, which was, I believe, 2 years ago, the summer collection from 2 years ago. But that says Good Times. And then I'm looking at that flare that says Smile. That's an old piece of 2-piece flare that I still have. And I have to tell you, I am really upset because I went into my flare box and I had about 5 or 6 pieces of 2-piece flare, and about, well, I have more than that. I probably had about 10 pieces of 2-piece flare to, you know, confess. But about 5 or 6 of those pieces were rusted. And I don't live in a climate that's, I mean, it's humid here, but it's not that crazy humid. I don't live on the ocean or anything. I live in the same state that 2-piece was located in. I live in Wisconsin. So those should not have rusted. I was really upset. So I'm wondering now, you know, other places that I've placed that in my layouts, is that flare rusted? So anyway, kind of upsetting, and I just threw them out because I didn't want to look at them because they made me crazy. And frankly, they should have been on layouts already, but you know, they weren't. I bought a bunch of it before they went out. So that was, I think, 2013. So they are 3 years old, but still they should last forever, right? Because they're going to be in my scrapbooks forever. So I decided I did want to use twine on these banners here, and I'm kind of, you know, putting them on my wax paper to get how I want to place my banner there, and or how I want to place the twine. That twine is from We Are Memory Keepers. It's just green. And now my tiny attacher's given me a problem lately. It doesn't always want to staple. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't ever take it out to staple it like that, where I take it apart so I can get it in the middle of a page, and I don't use it all that often. So it kind of makes me unhappy that it's not doing very well, because it certainly hasn't been used anywhere near as much as it should. So I'm kind of playing with the staples to get them. I think when the staples separate in packs, when the little sleeve of staples separates, I often have problems with it. It's like the mechanism pushes the staples too far forward or something. So in doing this, when I took the banners off, something not so great happened here. I lost one of the banners, and you'll see me in just a minute looking for it. And I can see where the banner is right now because I did find it later. So I knew that, well, actually the black one didn't go where it was when I first started. So I found that banner, and I'm looking for the other banner, which was yellow, and I can't find it anywhere. And somehow I later figured out that it got stuck to my scissors, and when I put my scissors over there, it actually flopped off the edge of my desk and fell. So now I don't know what to do. And then I remember I had this watermelon piece, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, thinking, oh, I'll find that banner piece, right? That'll be okay. I'll find that in the end. So while I'm kind of, you know, looking at my desk, and I'm of course realizing that I'm videoing this, so I can't take forever to find that banner piece, I'll do what I know, which is let's get this flare down, because I know where that's going to go. And you know, what I'm doing right there again is I'm looking, where is that other banner piece? And all of a sudden I see that watermelon, and I think, I could put that on this banner if I have to. You know, I'm kind of looking, thinking, oh, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I'm sticking everything down here. All the banner pieces down anyway. And the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm really, really liking how cute and casual and kind of unexpected that is, because like I said, I usually have a problem with banners because they always end up looking, and this is how I kind of almost always put them because I don't quite know what to do with them, but they always look very contrived to me. And with that little addition of just that little one piece, that little watermelon, which now gives you a visual triangle with the 3 pieces of fruit, it takes it from looking contrived to looking really cute, and I love it. So in the end, even though I did find the yellow banner after I shut this off, I did not replace that back. I left the watermelon on. I just went to my Jelly Bean Soup Alpha Beans, and that red alpha is called Tomato Red. I'm just looking at it to make sure that I can spell the word raspberries. And so I often do this where I'll line up the bottom of the title with like the bottom edge of my cardstock so I know it's lining up straight when I'm pulling all the letters, because I'm going to want to figure out where on that layout I'm going to put the raspberries. And I know it's going to be on top of the daisy photo block there, but where exactly that's going to shift to along the top of that and how close I want it to the banners itself, I'm not quite sure about. So I really need to get the words spelled out before I do that. And I just found, I saw there was a little chipboard flower that I just saw on that sheet. So I decided, ooh, I can use up one more piece from that sheet. And that's what I do. I grab it and put it down in that bottom cluster. So now there's 3 elements in that cluster, which makes a little bit more sense to me. And I changed out the lowercase r for a capital R. I just like the way that looked. It took up a little bit more visual space up there on the top. And I promise you I'm not going to forget the dot on the I. I just don't usually take them off until it's actually going on the layout, because otherwise I lose them. Now I'm looking through my mini letter stickers there, and I found some white mini letter stickers. Those are old. They're from Making Memories. They're called the Tiny Alphabets, and they're the black on white colorway. So now I'm just going to spell out the word picking, and they're like ransom letters, so they have different fonts for each of the letters. And you could, look and spell out the words with the same font, but I like to just use them like this, where I use the different fonts. I'm living dangerously here too, because I'm not using my my little tweezers to put these down. Normally I do that. I think with this particular one, I did have a little bit of fudge room if the title didn't land, like if my letter spacing didn't stay the same as it was on the wax paper. I had room to do that with this particular layout. You don't always, but in this, well, at least, because I'm a little bit anal about how my titles land in spacing and things like that, you don't always have that space. But on this particular layout, I did have the space to do it. Okay. And now I'm finding the dot for the I and putting that on. And I want that on before I put the picking on, just so that I am okay with where that's landing. Now I'm going to use my tweezers, because there's no way that I could get those teeny tiny letter stickers on there and lined up properly without fingernails. I just love how bright and fun this layout is. Turned out so cute. It matches the really cute photos. And one of the things I did talk about is that photo on the bottom right with my stepson and his wife and my youngest grandson, who's the 7-month-old. His 3-year-old brother actually took that photograph, which I think one of the things I talked about in the journal was how we had to go out and take photographs together. So here is the still shot and all of the detail shots. Hope you are all well, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye!